All right, guys, so I wanted to come to you and go over the 2024 schedule with you guys. I know we've been getting a lot of questions. The website's in the works, trying to update that, but I figured I would go ahead and come to you guys and go over some of the new classes that we're offering, just because sometimes the website description, you're trying to put together words. So what I want to do is just go through the schedule for 2024. Any of the new classes, I just want to go over them really quickly. And if you guys have any questions over or about any of the other classes, we'll go through that. So first and foremost, we are starting on Friday nights a new thing called a Friday Throwdown competition. Now, what this is going to be is a competition throughout the year where we're going to try to have at least 10 with some bonuses. If you shoot the bonuses, they do count for you. If you don't shoot the bonuses, they don't count against you. At the end of the year, we're going to have a really nice prize table where we give out prizes to the top competitors. So each of the competitions is going to be themed. I know in January, it's going to be a low light 3-gun. If you don't have a shotgun, then you can use your handgun on the shotgun stage. You'll shoot 1 stage of rifle, 2 stages of handgun, or 1 stage of each, all under darkness. So it's going to be white light or night vision. You're going to have positive ID targets, shoot, no shoot targets, and that's going to be your January. Your February is a one-handed handgun competition, all with self-defense scenarios with some medical added into that. And there should be at least 1 stage of low light. So that's going to be awesome too. Your March is your CCW active shooter and family scenarios. So you can go ahead and count on at least 1 dummy to drag on a stage. This competition will all be done from concealment. All of your reloads from concealment, your draws from concealment, everything's going to be from concealment. We're going to have 1 family stage, 1 active shooter stage, and then a bonus stage in that. Your April is a 3-gun, so 1 stage rifle, 1 stage shotgun, 1 stage pistol. Your May is a 2-gun, so that's going to be rifle. Each stage is half rifle, half pistol. My June competition is a Call of Duty themed, so you're going to have at least 1 gun game. You're going to have, I don't want to spoil too much, but you will be surprised. It's all Call of Duty themed stages and gunplay. Friday, the 12th July, the July match is going to be DMR, so it's going to be 0 to 500 to test your long distance game. Your August is a shoot fit based. So what that means is all going to be functional fitness. You're going to have to do all kinds of fitness exercises on those stages. Your September is going to be a law enforcement theme. So it's going to be free to law enforcement. It's also going to have law enforcement scenarios in it as well. October is a CQB themed. So that competition's actually going to be held in the shoot house. So it's going to be an interesting one there. Friday is Veterans Day, the Friday in November 15th, Veterans Day themed. So that's going to be free for vets. It's also going to be famous. The stages are going to be famous, like Medal of Honor, stages where based on reality of events. And then in December, the last one is going to be night vision. That's a bonus, is going to be night vision. We should have 1 more bonus through there that we'll add on, but those are your themes for that competition. So try to make those on Fridays. A couple of new classes in January. So there's a squad defense CQB class. What that's going to entail is students are going to come in and talk about how to form a squad, how to mobilize a defense. What that's really for, and this class is geared for, is how to mobilize, maneuver, and manage in a preparedness situation. So how do we defend properties, defend different areas? We'll go from urban to rural. We'll set up ambushes. We will do a QRF, work on communications. We'll do all of that. In January as well, the 14th, that's a vehicle down class. So what that's going to entail is we're going to park your vehicles on a different property, and then talk about how to bail out, how to engage if you need to, reasons for all that. We'll talk about land nav, basics of survival, communication, how to move with all the things in your vehicles, what to have in your vehicles. So that's going to be a really good class as well. It's going to be a scenario-driven class. We've started doing this series where it's either scenario-based or a skill test. For the scenario-based is we actually map out a very detailed op order and scenario for you guys to play out throughout the day to try to test skills and learn. Those are really heavy teaching blocks. The skills-based testing, that is to actually see where you are and where you need to improve. They're not as teaching heavy, although there still will, of course, be teaching blocks through there. There's a less lethal class working on batons, OC spray, pepper spray. There's also a de-escalation class in January. New classes in February. There is on the 11th, Sunday the 11th, there is going to be a scenario-based class. That is an EMP class. So what we're going to do is process through different survival stages, medical stages, combative stages, etc., all without any electronics. So we'll look at even evasion, vehicle. We'll cover a plethora of different, we've got 6 different teaching block stages already planned. And so all of your optics, all of your materials, your compasses, everything throughout the day is going to be completely fried. And so it's how to work and manage through all that. We also have on the 25th a scenario-based med class. So that's essentially going to be like a sit call class where we're going to have different patient charts. We're going to hand you guys looking at what you have prepared for. And then can we manage? What supplies do we need? What skills do we need? What testing procedures do we need? Making some of our own homemade remedies if we need to fill in some of those gaps. But it's going to be a really good one that I think everybody should take, that honestly is the most realistic. On the 17th of February, we got a recce class. That's going to be part camo and recon, part rucking and movement. So expect a lot of react to contact with a lot of movement to contact, rucking, as well as some distance shots. We also have a full day of bladed weapons, February 24th. That's an 8-hour class. Usually we do 4-hour classes. But that's going to be an 8-hour class, all blades for self-defense. In March, there's a night vision medical class. So that's all of your nods, including advanced medicine under nods. And then on the 30th, guys, is Paladin 1. Paladin 1 is going to be a handgun executive protection class. So we're going to look at executive protection procedures, some driving and things, but more importantly, we're actually going to apply it to your family. So how do you move with family? How do you bail out of vehicles and things with family? How do you maneuver behind cover, work medical? That's all going to be shooting and tactics and medicine, all with either, we'll focus more on executive protection mentality, but that's going to apply over to your family as well. In April, 2 big classes stand out. Just a quick preparedness class that's on intel and mapping. So what we're going to do is talk about how to gather intel, how to process intel, essentially our 3 steps of perception, and then comprehension and projection. So how can we apply that? We're also going to work on mapping procedures based on old road atlases and things, and some of those land nav and thought processes using intel. We'll do some tabletop exercises, some like sand tables and things where we work on building battle plans. The big one is going to be the 20th of April. That's urban escape and evasion. So how to essentially go gray man in urban environments, escape in those urban environments. What we're looking for, part situational awareness, part escape and evasion. And so how do we gray man out? How do we move through some of those environments? How do we limit our trace? So we're going to do all that. Moving up to June, couple of first time classes in June. We do have an escape and evasion in rural, so that's the same thing. No ghillie suits. How do we improvise camouflage? How do we use terrain features to our, how do we do a leave no trace for camping or even for fire? How do we evade in some of those, even things like hide our snail trails or hide our footprints in our evasion. There's also a low light version of that class, which is going to be absolutely awesome. The other two kind of play off of each other. One of them is in June 1st and 2nd is Brotherhood, our Brotherhood event. That's going to be a knowledge transfer event. So we're going to have 6 teaching blocks as well. What this is really designed for is for community. So many of the guys lack community. And I think that community is so important. So is that knowledge transfer. So for our teaching blocks, we're going to have a teaching block on leadership. We're going to have a shooting block, a ground control and jiu-jitsu block, a medical block. And so even like weapon retention, self-defense, we're going to go through those. But we're also going to have all the meals catered. We're going to eat all of our meals together. Sunday morning, we're going to have a Bible study together. So we're really looking at building that community, building that mental, physical, spiritual, and just coming together to have some really good teaching, knowledge transfer, but also knowledge transfer about life and things that we want to pass on. June 9th, there's one similar to leadership in the fight. What that's going to be is a classroom section of better leadership. I know we have a lot of CEOs and supervisors, team leads in the normal corporate world. How do we apply some of these same principles to those? So it's going to be a classroom section on leadership itself, followed by squad tactics, where we're going to work through different scenarios and ambushes, and each guy is going to have time to do to fill that leadership role. In July. So we're going to have essentially 2 new classes. One of them is the 20th. It's just a shooting evaluation day for you guys to kind of get baselines as to where you're at. That's for PAC members. That's our alumni. On July 20th, we're going to have a skills test. So that's going to be your testing for you and your prep group. We're going to have different groups coming. So if you don't have a group, you can still sign up. That's a hostage rescue scenario. So it's going to be a squad tactics day, but looking at hostage rescue. In August, the 3rd of August is a CCW skills class. That's a very long day of teaching. What that's going to be is self-defense and weapon retention in the morning. It's going to have some blade context, some situational awareness, some de-escalation, and then CCW pistol skills, a little bit of medical, and a low light. So it's going to be a lot crammed. It's a very long day, but we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We also have on the 24th, a camo scenarios class. That's going to be a recon based. I'm not going to give you the scenario, but for all the guys who have camo and recon, I would not miss it. It's going to be a scenario based camo and recon class. We have the scenario written out, the op order written out. It's going to be a really, really good time, really good learning opportunity for you guys. As far as, don't miss out, by the way, on the 15th of September, defensive revolver class. We're bringing that back for all the guys who run revolvers. And so we'll have a good day with that. 13th of October, same thing, sick call, med class. I know we covered that already, but that's another opportunity for you guys if you don't have it. We are bringing back in November our 2-day active shooter arm response class for civilians. That's always a really popular class that people love. Also, November 10th, we're going to have a counter sniper class, which is going to be awesome. It's going to play into our sniper series, but if you've taken some of the long range courses, some of the camo and recon courses, don't miss out on that counter sniper class. It's going to be awesome. As far as that goes, guys, that is our new classes for 2024. Brief little intro. We'll post more details in the pages on Facebook as they come about. If you guys have any questions on any of the classes, post them in the comments. We'll take care of it. But I really hope to see you guys out. I know most of our January is already sold out. Looking at the calendar, I think we may have 6-7 spots left throughout all of January. Jump in those scenarios based classes and come see us for 2024.